What's up, fam? Common Grounds Podcast, episode 5. BG, got my brother Rock here.
Yup.
Before I introduce our guest here that we have in front of us, want to talk about where we are first and foremost. Show them some love, man. So, shout out to Celina High School, the football staff, the coaching staff, the ADs, everybody that allowed us to come into the space and shoot. I know Rock spent some time here training a lot of guys and all that good stuff. So you guys have been good to Rock for sure, but for allowing us to come in and do that kind of stuff, we really appreciate it. This place they got some good juju going right now, man. We got state championship flows just flowing all through this mess, man. So
You get a ring. You get a ring.
Yeah, for real, man. It's getting crazy, right? So with that being said, just wanted to make sure we highlight them. Out here in Celina, Texas, for those that don't know, like I just mentioned, just coming off of 2 state championships within a calendar year. So they really got a lot of good stuff going on around here. So without further ado, man, let me go ahead and introduce our guest so we can kind of jump into it. So this one is a little different than probably anyone we've ever done before because this is our youngest guest that we've had. Still in high school as we speak, going into her junior year, right? Junior year.
Yes,
So with that being said, I have Olivia Cotten to my left. She is a state champion as well in soccer, a recent LSU commit. So she's going to play soccer over there in a couple years. So we're grateful to have you on the pod. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no worries. So I was thinking about this the other day. I was like prepping for it. I'm like, people are probably like, why on earth do y'all want to sit down with a high schooler? Especially considering, what our recent episodes have looked like and all that kind of stuff like that. And for me, I was like, what would my excuse be besides like just loving you as a person, loving your family, all that kind of stuff. And even outside of your successes, I'm like, there has to be more to it. What is it? So I did some thinking. I'm like, when we were playing 30 years ago, I feel like, coming out of high school and stuff like that, we just didn't have what you guys have resource-wise in terms of even what like social media offers. You know what I mean? So when we were playing, the best that we had was Huddle.
Yep.
And you got to pay for Huddle. You know what I mean?
Make your own highlight tape, too.
Yeah, make your own highlight tape. It was grainy. You got to have somebody want to film it. You know what I mean? You might have a team videographer. He filming the whole team, but you really like, yo, I need my 20 clips. And you might only get one out of that whole game. You're like, man, I made 15 good plays. Man, you only got one of those. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? So I say that to say, instead of being like an old curmudgeon and being like, these kids, like, they got it all. Like, I'm not about to give them no extra pub or anything like that. I'm like, man, like, this is an opportunity for you guys to make memories that we didn't get to have growing up and all that kind of stuff. And you memorialize yourself in a sense, right? Especially considering the fact if you have, successes that you can speak to and all that kind of stuff like that. This is a unique way to not only get your story out, people see your face, all that kind of stuff. But again, to memorialize yourself as you continue to get older and look back and be like, man, like I really did that. Or like that was a special time with my teammates, and things of that nature. So it kind of leads me to my first question that I had on like, when you think about the landscape of, social media for athletes, high school athletes in particular and stuff like that, do you feel like there's any pressure on you or you felt the pressure in the past to kind of create this brand identity early as you have gone through the recruiting process? I know you already committed and stuff like that, but when you were going through it, did you feel like, man, I need more of a presence, or do you feel like you need to build one as you get ready to transition into college and you deal with NIL and all that kind of stuff like that? Like, what's your thought process today as you sit here as a committed high school athlete to go play somewhere? What's your idea or what's your sense of purpose behind how do you use social media? Do you care about it? Kind of what's your thought process on that right now?
I mean, there's for sure pressure. When my first 2 years of club soccer, I didn't play as much, so I didn't get my name out there. Scouts weren't looking for me. But at the same time, your coaches told you going into 8th grade year, you need to start emailing colleges, you need to start posting your highlights, you need to start tagging people in your Twitter posts. So social media has always been a presence in the recruiting process, even before I could talk to colleges. And I've just been talking about to my mom about this, but NIL is huge at LSU.
Okay.
I mean, the money that are given to athletes, opportunities at LSU, it's huge. So I think building a brand for myself now has probably started to become more important to me as I'm going into my college years because I could have so many opportunities when I build a brand.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I kind of only have my soccer presence, not as much as my personal brand presence.
Yeah.
Yes, and that was going to be the question I was going to lead into because just working in that space, having worked with a bunch of LSU athletes, obviously, and seeing what NIL has done for them as they transition to the pros, but also too when you get them in college or in high school and they're looking to transition into LSU, right?
Yeah.
You see, to your point, there is somewhat of a personal brand presence as well that they try to create. And my question has always been, and it's great that you're here because what kind of pressure do you feel, if you feel any pressure at all, that transcends just not just the field, but in personal life? Because we know your parents, obviously,
Yeah.
and we see how you work hard off the field, right? I mean, you're already developing work ethic for yourself in the real world, per se, while you're still living a dream. So what does that look like for you?
I mean, I guess a lot of my personal presence, I try to incorporate it with my sports presence.
Yeah.
So having a separate, I guess, brand for both can sort of make you seem like you're putting on a front to colleges, to scouts, everything. So one thing my parents have always taught me is the way you are in sports is the way you want to be as a person, which I think my work ethic outside of sports has also helped me big time in sports because like you said, I have a job. Like I work for my parents. I work out every day for my sport and I'm achieving all these things, but it didn't come easy. Like I had a work ethic within my personal life and sports life. So.
And we talked about that in a pod way back, probably last year, where, we see a lot of athletes trying to navigate. It's that push and pull of, this is who I am, and I'm good at my sport, but this is what they're asking me to be to uphold the standard of the NIL, to uphold the standard of what we want them to be for the university.
Yeah.
So it's really, really good to hear that.
Yeah. Have you seen her play before?
I have. I saw the tape.
Man, it's crazy because
I saw the tape.
I was laughing in my head thinking about how you say, it's that consistency that you look for in terms of like your personal brand and your playing attitude, I guess if you use that for lack of a better term. And I watched you in the state championship game. I watched that live. I've seen the highlights and all that kind of stuff. Man, you get after it out there.
It's a different type of grit. That's why I brought the work ethic thing.
It's whole different. It's like you see her like just all polished and well spoken and soft spoken and all that. And it's like out there on the field, you flipping on your neck, you hitting girls' kneecaps. I mean, you doing all kind of stuff, man. So like, I know you say that you try and stay consistent, but I mean, to me, it looks like it's a little different.
Right.
Oh yeah, it definitely is different. I think honestly where my grit comes from on the field is when I was younger, my first 2 years I didn't play as much. All I had was my work. I didn't have very good skill. I wasn't the quickest, but I was a hard worker and that is probably honestly where it got me here. And now I can play in confidence with my skill. I can play in confidence that I am a quicker player because of my hard work. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always been a gritty player.
Yeah.
I feel like now I know how to control it a little more. Not as getting as many yellow cards, but
I love that. So I didn't know that as far as when you were growing up in your younger days, not getting that much time and all that kind of stuff on like your club team and stuff. So I would imagine we were athletes. We all have gone through it before where even if it's for a game, a series, a couple of weeks, a whole season, at some point, doubt will creep in, right? Where you're doubting your skill set or doubting do you belong and all that kind of stuff like that. In those moments, if you can look back and think about those, they could even be this past season, doesn't matter whenever it is. What are some of the experience that you pull on during those moments when you feel some of that self-doubt or something like that? What is it that you're pulling on to kind of lift yourself out of that and get your mentality back to where it needs to be?
one thing that I use heavily when I'm in either like a slump is film.
Okay.
And I've always watched myself on film. I've always watched players professionally that play my position. But really, when I am feeling like I'm not playing my best, I will analyze every minute of a game. Every minute I'm playing, I will watch that. Every minute I'm not playing, I will watch what the player
Yeah.
playing over me is doing better than me. So I don't feel like I do anything different practice-wise.
Yeah.
I feel like it's mental because you can't really change physically in a week, but your whole mindset can change within a couple of days if you know how to switch it.
Yeah.
So I think mine's all mental.
Where do you feel like, being able to analyze? I don't want to utilize the word psychoanalyze, but it gets a negative connotation.
Yeah.
But I believe that it's a gift and it's a skill set. Where do you feel as though you got that from? Was that something that, you innately just woke up one day and you were like, I want to be better, so let me do this? Or was that something that was instilled in you? Where do you feel like you pulled that from?
One of my first club coaches, he was huge on watching film, and I was one of the few players that did stick with it, and we all thought it was stupid. He would have us follow a professional team, make slideshow presentations.
Yeah.
It was like a class game. I feel like I enjoy watching the game more than just playing because it's fun.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it, and I have so many other emotions attached to the game now because I know how to analyze it.
Yeah. That's great. That's awesome.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken, you didn't grow up in the Celina school district or anything like that, going to school.
I did
schools?
my first, so in all of elementary I did.
Okay.
And then during COVID, I had gone to a charter school.
That's right. Okay. So the question I want to ask, more importantly with that, was just what has it meant to play for this program in this community? When I was in high school, I was in Frisco, so I went to high school in Frisco. And Prosper, Celina, especially Celina, that was you way out there. There's nothing out there. I mean, you knew about the football program for the most part, but that's kind of where it goes, in terms of small towns. Football programs are kind of still known if it's a small town. All the other programs get washed away in a small town, you know what I mean? But my point is just being there's so much tradition here, and especially when you talk about that soccer program. I mean, you guys have just went back to back to back to back. That's insane.
Right.
So just having a deeply rooted culture like that you have to come in and find your place, and then you contribute high minutes and you become a big cog, and you guys' success, what has it meant to become a Bobcat and, be playing for this community and all that?
I mean, I'm glad that I have had the chance to grow up in a small community. I mean, it's nothing compared to Prosper.
Yeah.
But we're growing, and I mean, these kids that I've come out to watch my games, I've known since I was in preschool. So I mean, just the culture of, especially the athletic culture, where all the athletes are supporting each other. We're all helping each other in classes to make sure we get that grade so we can play in the game on Friday.
Yeah.
I mean, football games obviously are crazy, but even you would never expect to have a crowd at women's soccer games. But I mean, those state games, the entire student section is full.
Wow.
There's no one in class. They are all watching you play, and it is just insane support from the athletic community.
Yeah.
So I'm extremely blessed to be a part of this, and even with the support, your team you guys are together so much, and the school is so small that you know everyone, and it's so easy to build friendships off the field. My friend groups are mainly sport related because those are the people I'm with the most. Those are the people, I know what they want in their future, and I know how to support them.
Yeah.
And these friendships I can see lasting a long time. So
that's awesome.
It's great.
Yeah.
Which kind of friend are you in your friend group? Because I would say being up here all the time, and we were talking about it off camera, being up here all the time, I've seen every athlete from almost every sport in here for the most part. I ain't talking about nobody, but intellectually.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what friend would you say you are in the friend group for the most part, personality wise?
Not to be, I guess, egotistical, but I am a bit of an overachiever. So I came from an IB school. My middle years, so International Baccalaureate. It is a very high.
Jesus.
Yeah,
I don't know how to say that.
Right.
It's
International Baccalaureate.
It's supposed to be higher than AP level classes. So
Yeah,
I've been
Lord.
taking high level classes since 6th grade.
Yeah.
And I'm the friend that's known to shut down after I get a bad grade on a test.
Okay. Yeah.
So definitely my friends who don't care as much about grades are like, okay, it's a 80.
Yeah.
But I've never had an 80 on an English test or
Yeah.
My
stuff
wife,
like
bro.
that.
Yeah, she's like the anxious friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like on what do they call it on Instagram? You be like the auntie. Yeah, you like the
I'm
auntie.
about to say
of the
she's like the
friend,
auntie
yeah.
of the
She's like the
mama.
auntie,
The
of
mama
the
of
friend. Yeah,
the
the mama of
group.
the group. Yep.
Yes, I would say that.
Yeah, I get that vibe. Yeah, for sure.
So, as we go into the next soccer season, back to back state champs. What is the mindset right now? You guys are in your off season right now, grinding, working hard, resetting culture to a certain extent, right? If you get newcomers in, freshmen, transfers, whatever the case may be, you kind of got to reestablish what the culture is. And even if you got pretty much the same core group there, you still kind of got to be like, guys, no state championship hangover. Like we got to get right back to the grassroots of this thing. So talk about that. What has been the conversation so far with the team, coaches, and like what's the mentality as you guys go into the next season?
Yeah, I mean, we're expected to win again.
Yep.
But our closest home game is 30 minutes away, so it's not close. And then everything else, we got to take a bus to an hour or so. So these are small towns we're playing in district. And that is why, our coach, we have a new coach. I don't know if you guys have heard.
No.
So our former coach, he left, and we have the boys' former coach.
Okay.
So he's great. He's really been pushing us he's very good at constructive criticism. So we were not pushed as much, which is crazy to say if we've won state.
Yeah.
But with our old coach, I wouldn't say we were pushed as much. I personally thought high school practice was like, okay, I show up, I put my cleats on, I can do a light workout, and then I'm done for the day.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling this year we're going to be so much more organized and put together, and it's not just using the athleticism we have over other teams.
Yeah,
So it's going to be way more looking like a soccer game instead of just running around with the ball.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But
To win that much and be like, we just out here.
We really just out there.
We just brought the ball out there.
Yeah, ball up top.
Exactly.
Ball up top.
Put your cleats on. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
here we
play.
go.
Like you here.
Ain't even warmed up.
Right
out there. When y'all want to go, 5 more minutes.
On me.
Let
It's
us
crazy.
know when you're ready.
That's
it's
insane.
very, very different. I would say it's a very different mindset from club.
Yeah.
But obviously we're reaching for different things, high school and club. As well as for state, last year we could not say the word state championship, couldn't say those words in season. But one thing that I thought helped is we had one verse that we would talk about every week. So it'd alternate verses that we thought would help us go to state.
Yeah.
Basically just to say like, God, whatever you have for me in the present, like that's okay. Help me now. So it was really just big on focusing on the present, not the future.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if I actually said present, but helping us focus on the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think just really what has helped this team go to state so much, honestly, and just do so well is focusing on what we're doing now to get better, what we're doing now to do good in school, what we're doing now to help our bodies, help our relationships with the team, just really focusing on the present, not future.
Yeah.
So.
The main thing.
I love that. What was your favorite memory or moment from the state run? It could be, a play in the game. It could be a halftime speech. Like, what was that moment? And on top of that, was there a moment during that run where you felt like you had to kind of get thrust into more of a leadership role quicker than maybe you expected? Or did that happen earlier in the season and it was just like natural once state came? Like, what was that whole run, for you specifically? What was that like when you were going through that?
Honestly, I think the biggest moment in our state in the playoffs run was the state game. We were down 1-0 at half, and I think I went on a leadership role during the halftime speech because I don't take losing well, but I'm just very competitive. And I was very frustrated at halftime because it looked like people didn't want to show up. And I was like, guys, it's the state game. Like, this is your last game of this season. So I kind of, before we went back out on the field, I just said, like, you have 45 minutes left of this game. we can either let them have it,
Mm-hmm.
we can end our streak early, the seniors can go off knowing they could have won all 4 years and didn't, or we can get back on the field, we can play, give it your all. Like, we should be dragged off the field from how hard we're playing,
Yeah.
and win again and keep this legacy going.
Yep.
And people showed up in the second half, and a lot of people took big steps in leading the team that wasn't there during the season.
Yeah.
And then I also feel like leadership-wise, I don't know if I was necessarily like a big leader. Just I was new.
Mhm.
I was sophomore. You know, you don't really look at the underclassmen as leaders.
Right.
But in all my years of playing soccer, I give a lot of respect to people, which means I also get a lot of respect in return. So it's easy for me to put my opinion out and talk about that when I give other people respect.
Love that.
So I think that's going to help me as I become an upperclassman, because I already have the respect of my younger teammates, and they trust my opinion. And they know I'm going to work for them. They know I'm going to listen to them. So I think respect was a big thing in me earning that spot in leadership for our state game.
Yeah.
And then I think my best memory from state was as soon as that final whistle blew, I was done. Like, I was exhausted. I dropped down, and I just sat there, and I was like, oh my gosh, we just won. And everyone else was like, oh, we've done this before.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
They already had 3 other rings.
Sure.
Yeah. So it was a big moment for me and then my freshman teammates.
Yeah.
But everyone else was like, oh, yeah, like,
Who-
we did it again.
It's funny you say that, because I remember looking at
Go
the
to Burger King,
celebration.
right?
I was like, they don't look too happy, man.
Yeah.
But I ain't win a lot in high school, so I'd have been losing my mind, bro. I'd have been doing
Right.
backflips, I'd have been doing all kind of stuff. Like,
For
that's
sure.
funny. That's
They go to
funny.
Burger King after.
Yo, facts, for real.
No, I will say this before B gets into the
Yeah.
next question. One of the things that I was just really mesmerized about when listening to you talk was everything that you said about, leadership. And I heard you say, people don't really look to the younger classmen for leadership or expect you to be leaders. But I want to give you your flowers mid-pod because you have figured out something that it takes people their entire lives to figure
Yes.
out, which is that leadership most oftentimes doesn't look the way most people think it would look. It's not packaged through performance all the time. And a lot of times it's just being able to speak to people's spirit. And, hearing you say, I give a lot of respect, and that's why I get respect, that's a root foundation of leadership, and being able to speak to the passion, you know what I'm saying? Like you just said it, I've always felt like I cared a little bit more, right? That's passion. That's something that you can't teach or do on the field. That's in you. So I want to give you your flowers because
Absolutely.
if you don't think you're a leader, it sounds like you've been a leader and you're going to continue to be a leader. So
Thank
keep
you.
going.
Yeah, legit.
Thank you.
For sure. So, personally, on the field specifically, what's the next step of your game, in your opinion? What you want to work on? What have you been working on this offseason? What's next?
I think my next step is rounding everything out. So I think I have my skill set. I know what I'm good at. I know what I'm not the best at.
Yeah.
So I'm going to work on enhancing the features that I am good at, which I would say defense-wise, I'm very good at reading the ball. So 1v1s I'm good at. I can tackle.
Yeah, you can tackle. We know that. We know you can tackle.
Yeah, so those are just things that I'm going to be making better as I get into college level, because that's obviously way different from where I'm at now. And then back to what I said about analyzing my game, I think that is the only thing that I would really focus on to make me a better player, such as where can I hit these passes from either an outside back or a center back? Where can I hit a through ball for my forwards either? And just one thing my club coach said a couple weeks ago actually was you have to know the player you're playing to. So if a winger is better at 1v1s, I'm not going to play her a ball in behind. I'm going to play the ball feet so she can get past the defender. So I think that is one thing I need to focus on, where if that's either looking way ahead to look at the teammates I'd be playing with at LSU, trying to learn a bit about the team, or if that's just going into my club season, look at how I play with my club teammates and how I've helped them or how I've not helped them in game.
Yeah.
So. basically just analyzing the
Man,
game.
you were saying concepts. I have no idea what she's talking about. Do this with the
It's high level, very high level. Come IQ.
You be studying the game for sure. Let's talk LSU. What is it about that school that intrigued you so much? I know a little bit about what was presented to you, which is great, but nonetheless, I mean, it's a culture shock in a sense. I don't know if I'll say a shock. Because shock makes it sound negative, but
no, it's great.
It's a different culture.
This is what I've been waiting for you to ask. Actually, I'm ready to get into it.
You got to deal with people like him. You know what I mean, right? Out there. So, what was it? Your first experience going out there, seeing the landscape, getting on the campus, meeting the coaches? Like, talk me through that whole process, the recruiting process with them. Like,
Yeah, well, so June 15th is the eligibility day. You can talk to coaches.
Yeah.
And, I mean, this is a day people look forward to the moment you get into high school. And I remember I got a text at 12:02, and it was the LSU coach.
wow.
And I never, if you asked me a year ago, I would have never said I'm going to play at a Power 4 school. Never. And realizing that I'm here is crazy. But the coaches and the coaching staff are so welcoming. I didn't talk to the coaches when I went on campus yet because it wasn't an official
Gotcha. Okay.
visit, so I can't talk to the coaches yet. But I met up with some of the players, and they had nothing but good things to say. I mean, and speaking of the culture, they are very well connected.
Okay.
They go on spring break trips together, Christmas break. Like, they enjoy being together. And it's not just, oh, that's my teammate.
Yeah.
It's like, that is the person that I would like to be with off the field. And it was just, being at the school, it just felt very welcoming. Like, I felt very at ease there. And I've been on other college campuses, and that one felt right. And it was everyone I met there. Super nice, welcoming, friendly. Nobody was really hiding. Like, they were very talkative to me, and I loved that.
Yeah.
So.
Go ahead, Mr. Louisiana.
Oh, no, I was really just going to ask you how many times have you been down there? Like, how many?
I've only been once.
Y'all
I
stop
went
and
on
got good
campus
food?
tour. We went to, I'm trying to remember where we went. We went on campus.
Okay.
We stopped and had beignets
There you go.
at a coffee shop, so that was a highlight. But I cannot remember the name of that restaurant. But we were on campus, and food was very good.
Yeah.
Food was very good. The only thing is, I don't like seafood.
Oh, me neither. I'm from down there. I don't like it either. Yeah. There's alternatives. No, I was gonna say next time you go down there, it might not even be a quarter of a mile off campus. It's not that far from where the band practices, but you got to try a place called Blue Store Chicken.
Okay.
I love Cane's. Cane's was founded down there. That's on campus. Walk maybe another 3 minutes. It is founded by Baton Rouge folks. It's called Blue Store Chicken. Make sure you go to a lot of people. But try Blue Store Chicken. You can't miss it. It's a big blue store, literally. So you gotta try that out when you go down there.
I will definitely tell my friends
it's
about
great.
that.
That's what's up. You kind of already hit on this, just because you're so well spoken on this. But I was thinking about, again, knowing your family and the business that they have, the family business. I guess I should plug them 6 Sips Coffee. You guys have seen us in there multiple times. We do our Bible studies in there, all kind of stuff, right? So, and they actually was the first episode that we did. We did it on the girls up there. But I was thinking about this the other day. What intrigued me so much about the family business is I think that your mom and your aunts and your uncles, dad, everybody, you guys have done such a good job of creating a culture within that shop that I think is what makes people like myself and Rock always want to be in there. I mean, I'm always in there, right?
Yeah.
My family's always in there. And it's just coffee, at the end of the day, right? No disrespect to the quality of it. I'm not saying that, but like at the end of the day, a coffee shop is a coffee shop is a coffee shop, right? You get coffee there, right? But when you're there, it's just a whole different feel that you have. So I think your family has this like natural ability to be able to get into spaces and rooms and create environments and create leadership and create culture that just creates success on the back end, right? So would you say that, seeing that, from the elder statesmen in your family, that they kind of did they instill that in you? Did they instill that with you and your sisters and your cousins, or is that something that you just observed and just picked up on, like that's the way to do it, and it intrigued you to ask questions and so on and so forth?
I mean, I would say both.
Yeah.
They all grew up in Ohio,
Mm-hmm.
very close knit. My grandma has 6 siblings, I think, so she had a lot of siblings. They had a lot of kids, a lot of cousins,
Yeah, yeah.
everything. So I think the Coney side of the family has always been insanely close. And I mean, now I share a backyard with my cousins.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so our family is a lot closer than a lot of families, and I think that is sort of what helps me to have that idea, like especially with friends. Like, I get close to people very easily, which can be a good thing and a bad thing, which I make myself vulnerable,
Yeah.
which is good with the right people, but if I take it to the wrong person, it can bite me in the backside.
Been there too many times.
Yeah. But I think it's just our family is big on family.
Yeah.
Like, we make everyone family.
Yeah. Nah,
Yeah.
love it.
That's what it feels like, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Got anything? 5 years from now, I know you'll be right in the thick of it in your college career, but let's look at it in this perspective. What do you want your legacy to be within this community? Because you're going to be 5 years from now, you're going to be building a whole different part of your legacy, a whole other chapter of your legacy. In Baton Rouge and all that kind of stuff like that, on more of a national scale and all that. But as we look at, the small town community of Celina and the growing community of Celina, all the success of this program. But scratch all that personally, what do you want people to remember Olivia Cotten for when she walks these halls and is working in this weight room and all that kind of stuff? Like, what do you want your legacy to be around this community?
Honestly, I hope people can hear my name and just think she was well-rounded, because I don't want people to just, there's a lot of jocks, especially in Celina, that don't do the best in school. They don't care about school, which is opposite. Like, I care so deeply about school. I prioritize school over my sports sometimes, and I want people to know, like, I obviously want to be seen as a role model.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
especially girls on the soccer team, I want them to know you can achieve a lot. Like, especially as a female, growing up and seeing women's sports not being as equivalent to male sports, I hope that is changed. Probably not in the next 5 years, but I hope girls look up to me and say, like, I can do that.
Yeah.
Like, she can do that, I can do that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just hope people understand you can have good grades and a good performance.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't understand that, and it's not a big thing, but it's an important thing. And that's also an idea that my parents instilled in me. So you get a bad grade on a test, you might have to miss soccer to study for that test. Like, they have always said school's first. Because as hard as it is to admit, I'm not going to be playing this sport forever. I could be injured and not play for a year. Like, I have to prioritize what is going to help me in the long run.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It's not big, it's important. That's a word. I almost shouted. That's good. That's good. I'm going to have to write that down. That's good.
Yeah. What role does, and we're getting ready to wrap up here, but I do want to make sure that you hit on this because I know that it's important to you. But, faith in the Lord, what role does that play in just your makeup? How you approach things, how you approach the game, how you approach relationships outside of the game with people and all that. Like, talk to me about the importance of that for you.
Yeah, I was pretty late last night thinking about this question because I would say about 2 to 3 years ago, I did not know how to prioritize faith, family, sports, grades. I was doing bad in school. I wasn't really focused on the social aspect. It was mainly soccer. And I didn't care if I was missing Sunday church for games.
Yeah.
I didn't care that I couldn't go to all the youth events because of soccer. And I really lost myself in faith during that time. But going into freshman year, I really struggled with my mental health. I didn't know how to handle everything. I had so much going on at such a high level. I had no idea how to handle everything. So I prayed once, and I really just let it cry out. And I was like, God, I need you. Like, I need you to help me right now because I don't know what to do, and I don't know how long I can do this. Like, it was a struggle, and I didn't talk to anyone about it. So my family had no idea, and I kind of distanced myself from really everyone I cared about. And so I was in a really dark space, and he answered that prayer so quick. And I think probably a year and a half ago, I really found myself in him again. Worship was incredibly important to me, and just really letting people know how important God is in my life. So worship's a huge thing. I love worshiping with my friends, my family, in the car by myself. There are times where God will just touch me, and I will just break down in tears. And I'm worshiping in my car, driving home from work, from school, whatever. But another thing with my faith is the friends that I surrounded myself and the ideas I surrounded myself, especially with cursing. I kind of blew that off and I was like, I'm not doing anything bad, it's just a word. So I did not take that as serious, and I surrounded myself with people who didn't as well. Same with songs, movies, whatever. And now I feel like, especially being in Celina, my friendships are so rooted in Christ that we have a almost weekly conversation about our faith. And it isn't awkward. It isn't weird to talk about this. It's normal. We go to church together. We blast worship music on the way to a hangout. Whatever. And same with my family. My family wasn't as devoted to going to church. We're like, we can just watch it online, but it's not the same as really taking the time to get up, get ready, go serve the Lord. So I think my faith, when it comes down to it, I finally learned how to prioritize all four things, all four groups that are important to me. So, and now it obviously plays a huge role in sports, where I can't get out of a slump. Help me, what do I need to fix? How do I approach this? Even temper-wise. I mean, I was a hothead, and I took my anger out on the field. I hurt people. Like, it was bad. But it has honestly helped me control my emotions so much.
That's awesome.
So
That's awesome.
I think getting your priorities straight is a huge thing as an athlete.
Yeah. No, I love that. I'm floored because that was a fantastic answer. I don't think
Incredible.
we've had an answer like that
Seriously.
from an individual that people typically wouldn't think that we'd interview. So no, that's
Seriously,
great.
brother. Like,
That's
I
great.
was-
You blessed me with that one.
Yeah,
So,
for
Thank
real,
you.
for real. I asked this on IG the other day, and the people want to know: will Michael Parsons get traded?
I feel like that is a question to ask my dad. I have no idea. We were sitting on the couch last night watching the game, and I had no idea what was going on. So
Just know he ain't out there. That's what it is. But nah, that's all I got. You got anything else, man?
not at all, man.
I just want to say thank you again, Liv, for real. You're a special kid, man, and I hate to call you a kid. Don't take offense to that, but your story is incredible. It's inspiring to us.
Absolutely.
Do not let anybody feel like just because of your age or your lack of experience that you don't have something to offer. And that's why it was important to us to sit down with you and let you talk. And I'm sure once people hear this, they're like, wow, like, she's wise beyond her years. She was brought up well. She communicates well, all that good stuff, man. So we're excited for you. You know, we're always pulling for you. We can't wait to see what you do, not only to finish your career here at Celina, but also once you transition to Baton Rouge, you know, for sure he'll be there and doing all that good stuff. But
there next week.
but no, we thank you for your time, and we wish you the best this upcoming season.
For sure.
thank y'all for having me.
All right, man.
Yes, man.
We out.